Hi, and welcome to Musicians Hangout with your hosts, Crash Fistbite, the Booty Pop Moopsie, and Maxine Maxwell from the Maxwells.
Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. It's so great to be back. Oh yes.
Happy Wednesday.
Favorite day of the week. All right, I'll go over Musicians Hangout mission statement and then we're going to introduce to you our guests for tonight. Okay, so our mission statement here on Musicians Hangout is to be part of a revolution to create friendships with other artists and build a community network to save music. And welcome, Wilted Saffron, to Musicians Hangout. Where y'all streaming from tonight?
We are in the good old lovely country of Ireland.
Yep. I love it. Welcome, and welcome back, because we've had
Land of the
welcome back.
Speakers.
Most of y'all on the show, but we want to hear from the new members and hear about everything that you're going to be doing this year with your project.
Yeah, I suppose we'll go down the line to introduce ourselves.
Yes, so, please do.
I'm Danny Six. I do rhythm guitar and lead vocals.
I'm Derek Gilligan. I do drummer.
I do drummer.
Yes.
I'm John. I'm the new lead guitarist, and also I do some vocal stuff as well.
Nice.
Oh,
nice.
Hello, my name is Jacob, and I'm still a bassist.
Yeah.
Still a bassist.
So
very cool.
That's the band. Yeah. Just with the one new addition.
Yeah, one new addition.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the show tonight. And
welcome, John. Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
well, I understand that most of you have been working together for 5 years, but how long have you been with them, John?
Well, I started playing with the guys. I think maybe 6 months ago, give or take. It was like August, September last year. But me and Danny had been in a band before, the same band, different times, and we've ended up becoming friends by going to college together. So I kind of knew the band before I joined the band. So I joined there a few months ago, and it's kind of been like a bit of a freight train almost. You know?
Yeah. Really?
Like we started off with doing covers and that, and then we started writing our own stuff, and that's just taken off.
That's awesome. I love original music like that. It's my favorite.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Cool. It's very, and especially from
I can totally relate to that.
Especially from what you guys have heard before, especially like coming from us three, basically, it's a lot more open to a lot of different genres where we don't necessarily, we don't put ourselves to one genre. We don't stick to one thing. Is that if something sounds cool or sounds interesting, we'll work on it. If it doesn't work, we'll come back to it. And, we're in the process now. We have a plan to hopefully get into the studio this year.
Oh, good. Yeah,
awesome.
An EP to start. And just kind of see where that takes us from there, honestly.
Nice.
Or playing live shows as well now that live music is returning to Ireland anyway. No, that's a big focus.
Yay!
That is
focus.
That's great. It's same here.
Yeah.
We're returning to live music.
Because you could take some of the money that you make at the shows and put it towards recording.
Yes.
That
is
exactly the game plan.
That's exactly the game plan. Master.
Excellent.
Yeah. That's a good plan.
Yeah.
Where are you guys going to be recording? What studio?
Well, I was doing a lot of research into that, and because as I said, when I was in the same band Danny used to be in, we recorded before, and that was a disaster. So it was like, okay, well, I won't be going back to that studio again. But so this time I did a lot of research, and there's one outside a town called Port only maybe a half an hour drive away from here. There's a studio called Golden Egg, and they look like they have exactly what we're looking for. And hopefully we record our Golden Egg in Golden Egg.
Like,
That's
what better
awesome.
name?
I love that it's called the golden egg.
yes,
Right?
very enticing.
Uh-huh.
But
Sweet.
yeah, no, it's been insane for us. Like we started originally, we didn't think we were going to keep going as a band 6 months ago because there was a lot of ups and downs that were happening. But I think what it was is that we did a show one night and we actually met John. We told John to come to the show that we had, and we said to him, we said, look, we're looking for a lead guitar player or something, and that's when I took over the vocals instead. And now
Okay.
it feels like the band never changed.
Oh, that's great.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Wow, what a turnaround. You know, I know how it feels to kind of.
So how often do you guys practice?
How often? It's usually 1 day a week, but it's for usually 5 to 6 hours or 4 hours or.
Damn. That's an epic practice time.
Yeah, you're really making it
Yeah.
count.
For us, it's not enough, really.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
there's rarely a practice session where I come out feeling like, oh yeah, I'm satisfied with that. I feel like I want to do more. I want to play more. We're so close to writing
Oh,
1,000 songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, how many songs do we have in the pipeline? You reckon?
Six.
Yeah,
Like
that's
we've
six.
three finished completely, pretty much. You know, minor things to just actually get better at playing them. But we have, I think, maybe 6 in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Between stuff the guys already had when I joined, things that I'm bringing in, and then stuff we just jammed out together. You know, like there's quite a lot going on there. We were at one stage, I think, worrying, oh man, would we have enough songs to record an EP? Now we're like, oh, what songs are we not going to put on the EP?
right. It's a solid set for an EP, definitely. You don't want to put all 6 on though. You want to maybe just do 4 or 5.
I was thinking 4 or 5.
4 or 5 just to start
yeah.
as
Okay.
a base for us to kind of go up, especially
Okay.
you know, it's crazy that how creative we managed to get when it came to how we write songs and stuff like that. And because the way we write songs is very different than probably what other bands would normally do.
Oh, do tell.
Yes.
I don't
What's
know
your
what bands do.
What is
But the way we write songs is that usually we don't touch lyrics until the end. So we do all the music first, and then I'll do a lot of the lyrics, or I'll kind of bring forward to the guys what kind of lyrics we have or whatever. And or sometimes there is the odd occasion where I'll have the lyrics already.
Okay.
And we'll try to find the music that can suit to it, but usually it's just been we get the music done, then we get the lyrics, the melodies, all that kind of stuff, and then we just expand from there and see where it can really take us.
That's cool. Sounds like you have good flow with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot because we don't put too much pressure on ourselves.
Yeah.
Because if it's the case that we pressure ourselves, it's just not going to come out the way we want it to.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's not fun then. You got to have some fun.
No, it's not. It just gets like stressful, and you just don't want to do anything, and that's not what we stand for.
The thing is, I don't even think we've gotten to a stage like that. Really, have we?
No.
And I don't.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
And it's
I
very
love
odd
that you guys are creative together.
Yeah, and the very odd thing is that the three of us, we are the only band in the 5 years that have never argued with each other.
No.
Wow, that's awesome. Good chemistry, guys. That's
Right?
Still good brothers.
Still mates.
well, and
We'll give it a year, then someone will kick off.
I thought it was interesting. I watched the documentary on the Beatles recently, and that's sort of how they worked too. There wasn't any arguing. They were just kind of working it out and talking it through, and there wasn't any drama. And you could tell that there was really good chemistry there. I'm sure that the Beatles had some drama along the way, but when they were, recording their last album, it seemed like all of that was out the window, and they were just focused on having fun with each other.
Yeah.
That was the Get Back one by Peter Jackson that you're talking. Yeah, that was amazing. And when I watched that, I realized, wait, yeah, we actually write music quite a lot like the Beatles do in that
Very
regard.
cool.
I think when I joined the band, I was like, I had been in a band where there was a lot of ego floating around with no, real musicianship to back it up. No, I'm not going to do this. No, the band isn't doing that. And so for me, I felt I don't want that to be the case with this band. I want us to try everything. Someone has a suggestion, let's try it. We'll know very quickly if that's going to work or not, because you know what music sounds like. So my philosophy when I joined was, guys, let's just try it all. If you have an idea, say it. We'll give it a go. If it works, excellent. If it doesn't, well, at least we know. And that was kind of, that's how we've played and written ever since. We've been, you know, working together and trying something out and speaking to each other and sort of saying, let's try this, and okay, no, that doesn't quite work, and hey, that's a great idea, nice one, man. You know, we've been trying to support each other a lot.
That was the idea of us, me, Danny, and Jake. That was the idea of us. We were of the same mindset. When you came in, you know what I mean? It was the exact same sort of thing, and that's why we just sort of clicked immediately. You know, you could feel it. Our first practice together was just great. Definitely.
That's awesome, because in that, you know, case of, you know, trying out for a new band or inviting a new member in, it's very vulnerable at that time because you have such a, you know, deep connection with each other. It takes that, you know, that type of connection to really mesh together for that chemistry. Yeah. So very cool that it worked out in that way for you guys, because it can take a long time to find that type of a band member to click with you.
Yeah, it will.
You may never find that band member that will click with you too. Like,
It's funny because we were talking, me and Danny were talking about that in the car on the way over here to practice earlier today, about how when I seen these guys live about a month before I joined, I don't even think it was a full month, it was maybe 2 or 3 weeks before I joined, I seen them playing live, and I said this to Danny, I didn't actually tell either of you two, but I was like, I'm going to join this band. You know, I just knew it straight away. It was like there was that kind of energy there. I knew exactly how they were playing. I was like, I would make a great fit for this band because they are having so much fun. They've got the passion. They're loving it, and that's what I want. And I know I just knew I'm going to join this band. And then a few weeks later, the guy said to me, "Hey, come jam," and the rest is history.
Like I told you.
That's awesome.
And plus, like right then, before we do the first practice, I was first message, and I give you like loads of questions about the gears.
Million questions. Really funny. And I knew because Jake had messaged me before Danny had said it to me, and Danny was the one who said, "Hey, come and jam, man." But Jake had messaged me maybe 2 or 3 days before that, and I knew these guys are going to ask me to join. Awesome.
That's the way to do it.
That's awesome, guys. Oh my goodness. So now, did you say you guys have been playing live already? You've already done some shows?
Done 2 gigs.
We've done
2 gigs.
As this lineup, we've only done one competition. We've done
Battle of the Bands. Yeah,
we did a Battle of the Bands.
Oh,
Tell us about that.
yeah.
So what we basically did is that this was coming around December, end November, start December job kind of thing.
28.
But basically we got this offer of getting to play in something called Battle of the Bands for a company or a thing called Perform Ireland, which is a national
it's an event showcase type of a thing that happens every year. Like there's theater, there's dance, there's live music, and there's all sorts of performing arts displayed at this. So it's a 2 or 3 day thing. And it's like a big convention. It's almost like Comic-Con for performers.
Oh, that's awesome.
That sounds fun.
So we got that offer and we said yes, and we put through our audition video, and luckily that's what got us it.
That's on YouTube.
Yes.
Actually, the actual video, the 2 audition videos that we sent in are actually on our YouTube channel that you can actually go and watch and see. And you know, we just wanted to. This was our first show with John in the band. We were not knowing how the hell it was going to go. We were like literally. I was bad because I was terribly nervous that I shouldn't have drank before, which I did.
I said to them, I said, guys, this is our first thing, and it's a competition. Don't like have a couple, don't get wasted.
Danny did get wasted.
I got wasted.
Danny.
You didn't listen to the new guy? Come on.
Right?
Exactly.
And me and John are still
But,
clear.
no,
And we kicked that.
Yeah, we kicked ass.
initially,
You kicked their ass.
but initially, the competition was meant to have folks up to 20 to 25 bands or something like that.
Oh, that's a
All
good
the
show.
10,000
man.
There was only 2.
What?
What?
Because at the time in Ireland, COVID was still quite.
Oh.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You got a 25. Yeah.
Yeah, but
So you guys had a 50-50 shot of winning this thing.
but that other band were very good.
Yeah, it was 10. They were playing. Was it 10?
They were playing about 10 years together, so
Yeah,
you know.
Singing.
Oh yeah.
They were
Like,
super
yeah.
tight. And maybe not drunk.
No. Look, I've learned from my mistakes and I know never to do it again.
There you go. That's
We've
all.
all been there, Danny. We've all been there.
Yes.
Yes.
But I think after that first show, there was just like this spark between us all where it's like, how far can we really take this? So that's why now, like today we had a rehearsal and we managed to get our third original song completely written and stuff like that. You know, and for us, you know, we want to be the kind of band that people look at and say, you know, what genre are these guys?
Yeah.
And no one can give a correct answer. Because we take, like, we have different influences and different styles that we like, and we're like, how about we take this from this, this from this, and this from this, and just see what happens. And usually 9 times out of 10 for us, they seem to work out pretty well.
Yeah, I love that.
So do you
I
feel
love
with your
that.
sound that maybe you are creating a different type of sub-genre, perhaps?
It seems like
I
that.
think it would be multiple subgenres.
Okay.
Because we go through all different genres.
I'm not going to lie. For me, I feel like there's 2 genres of music. There's good music and bad music. And we play
Yes, exactly.
I mean,
Yes.
that sounds a bit pretentious when I say it like
John,
that.
you hit it right on the head there.
I like to see
Like,
John guys. Yep, I like you, John.
But it's true, you know, like, and the beautiful thing about it is it's all subjective. Like, the difference between good and bad music, it's purely subjective. It's whatever the person who's listening to it feels.
Yep.
As artists,
I only
yes.
play the type of music I want to hear. And I think the band sort of, like, I don't think of, oh, this is a rocky tune, or, oh, this is a, you know, a hip hop tune, or this is a, you know, I just listen to it. It's like, does this sound good? Yes. Is it fun to play? Yes. Excellent. Let's keep going. That's kind of it, you know?
Yeah. So it's
I actually hate when people ask like what my bands are, like what genre. I don't know, dude.
Oh man, I
It's good
get it.
Good music.
The good genre.
Yeah.
that's the shortest answer if you want to answer it.
I'm gonna start saying that the good genre.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
You might disagree, but the good genre.
Well, and what is awesome about having a band that can't be labeled as a genre is that you can play with so many different genres and fit the bill. You know, you can play with, you know,
You're not limiting yourselves.
exactly. Yeah.
Because we felt, you know, like this is the first time in a while where, like, you guys know me from like my solo stuff. I've known you guys for a very, very long time.
Yes, hearts.
But this band is vastly different because, like, my solo stuff is one thing, but this band is like, this is me singing lyrics from our perspective of certain things.
And the guitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Elements of everything. In the
And the thing with this band that people won't expect is that I'm not the only singer in the band.
Yeah, that's nice.
awesome. I love
That's
that.
nice too, that someone else can take that for you so that you can let loose as
That's
you
why I
know.
have them too. They're like my little bitches. That can just
You little bitches.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't the case of me coming in and like, hey, yeah, I'm singing a few songs.
Yeah,
Definitely wasn't that at all.
Well, no, like, we're the kind of band that's like, if I can't necessarily sing at a certain time, I'll say to the guys like, do you want to sing? And then if Derek wants to sing, I'll jump behind the drum kit instead of him, so he can go out in front and sing, and I'll be behind the kit.
Oh, I love that.
Where is it?
Yeah, I
I
missed
wish
that
I
about
had
Sarah.
that. I wish I could do that. We can't. We're a power duo, and
Yeah.
Max doesn't play drums, nor do I play guitar. So
God.
we would
That
love
would be
to.
cool if you guys did, though.
There's a
Switch
rumor
with
that
him.
we do. So there's this urban legend that the Maxwells switch, and we don't. So, however drunk you all were at that last show, that didn't happen.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've ever heard that, but I don't know.
We've heard that from people at shows that we're at, like if we're just, at friend shows, they're like, when you guys switch, and we're like, we don't switch.
I wonder, you know what? I wonder if they're thinking about my band.
Maybe. I don't
Because,
know.
Fatal and the Maxwells were playing there a lot together there for a
Yes,
while.
we were.
And
we were.
We were switching.
But I do believe this was at Deadbeat Blackout concerts that we played, that people thought
that's weird. But,
okay. I know, because we were the the only two piece, and it was like, no, we never did switch. So whatever you were on.
Well, that's the thing. That's the weird thing for us, like being a band that, like, if you come to one of our shows, you're going to see switches, and you're going to not expect. The best way to explain it is expect the unexpected when it comes to
never know what the story is.
Yeah, because I mean, how are you going to know what the story is when we don't know the story? I mean, that's the way we'll present it. We'll have a very clear idea. We rehearse very much. We rehearse a lot. Like, we really make sure something is right. We sound like we're flying by the seat of our pants, but really we're actually extremely well rehearsed.
Yes.
Make it look like we're flying by the seat of our pants.
But yeah, no, it's one of those situations where, like, now that I'm kind of, I don't want to say front and center, but now that I'm kind of doing a lot of the main singing of. Thanks, John. But now that I'm doing a lot of the main singing, that I know that if I needed to take a break, if my throat is getting a little bit too sore, or if I can't sing, I can try and change it. Say if a song's too high, I can turn to Derek and say, "Here, do you want to do this?" And I'll jump behind the kit, or I can say to John, "Well, I'll just back away and just focus on the guitar." And there's also times where I don't have a guitar at all, and I'm just singing.
Oh, nice.
So we have so many different ways and options of how the band can roll and how it can work and how we can become that band that when people go and see, I want them to leave a show saying, "That was awesome, but what in the good name of God just happened?"
In a good way.
In a good way. In a good way.
So are you guys thinking about bringing any keyboards in at any time?
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot, actually. Nearly every time we practice, we're like, we should do some keys on this. That'd be cool, because it's like, I think for us, because like while we've been together 6 months, we didn't start going really getting into writing originals until like early January really was when we got into doing a lot of original stuff. And I think for us, we're barely scratching the surface, because the guys had a song when I joined, and we reworked it into the first song we wrote called Ophelia, which
that was done nearly 2 rehearsals.
Yeah, it was done very quickly.
And if you want to find out what Ophelia sounds like, that's one of the audition videos that we use for the competition that's on our YouTube.
Ooh,
so
I definitely want to check that out.
Well, I feel like we're barely scratched the surface of what we can do as musicians together, because that was that first song. Then we wrote this weird psychedelic grungy thing that it was cool as hell, and it came out of nowhere from a riff that Jake had, and we just wrote it, and it was incredible. And then last week we started writing Celtic rock inspired other thing. It was and completely different songs that really don't sound anything alike. Yeah. And that's just come very quickly. Yeah. And I feel like there's so much more to this band. We all have more influences that we haven't had a chance to explore yet, that we will. It's just getting the time to do it while we're also writing and getting what we already have finished and perfect. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much to do.
The one thing in common with all the songs is how long it took us to start and sort of get the main structure, which is just 2 rehearsals.
Yeah.
Each time we'd start a song, we'd have a rough structure, and then by the time we finish the song, practically, it'd be the second rehearsal, and that would be, you know what I mean? And that's the one thing, you know what I mean? Like, it's just takes 2 rehearsals to write a song. If we had more time, or we're doing more rehearsals more in the week, which we
Do you guys record as you go? Like as you are playing and practicing, do you record it so you don't forget the
Yes.
song?
Yes, every time. That's the key thing that helps us remember a lot of the songs.
Oh
like,
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been over the last 6 months, there's been a couple of times where like I've had to miss rehearsals for personal reasons and stuff. I'd explain it to the guys and I'd say, look, just go ahead. If you write something, record it and send it to me, and I can work on it.
Perfect.
So the one he was talking about, the real psychedelic, real one, real one. I can't speak. But, that song is called Never Let Go, and it is one of the songs that lyrically it's one of the best I've written, I feel.
Wow.
It's literally,
what is it called again?
Never Let Go.
Okay.
So they did it like the rough structure of the song on one rehearsal, and I couldn't make it for personal reasons. And literally the next week, I had all the lyrics written, ready to go, and I added the vocals to it, and the song was done.
Yeah,
that day.
Yeah, it was done then. Like, and it was like that. At the moment, so far, that's my favorite song that we've written, just because it's like. Every time I hear it, like I just think, how the hell did we write that? It's so like that sounds like
surreal.
It's surreal that like when you listen to it and knowing who we are and how we play and everything, and to hear this, it feels like, you know, the old saying is like more than the sum of its parts. You know, that's kind of how it felt. It's like, how did I know how Jacob plays, I know how I play, I know how Derek plays, and I know how Danny plays and how he sings and everything, and it's like. It feels like there's more there than what we each contributed to it. You know what I mean? Like it's a weird thing. It feels it's very exciting to be a part of. Yeah,
that's awesome. So you guys just created like a fifth element thing.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm. As I say, as I said before, disclaimer, it's all subjective. You might think it's crap, but
I don't know.
I would never think that. No.
Yeah,
no.
I like all sorts of music. Like music, people would look at me and just be like, "You really listen to this? Hell yeah, I listen to this. This is awesome."
Well, and we have followed Danny for a few years now, and I don't think anything he would be involved with would be crap. So
right.
Yeah.
No, there's way too much talent there to like.
Right. There you go. You can work that ego now, Danny.
Right. Not too big though. Not too big. Just massage it a little bit.
I wanted to tell y'all vocalists about the singer spray that I use. So when you get scratchy, I use this herbal spray, and it opens up my throat so that if I feel scratchy or I feel like I can't hit a note, I just spray, and then I'm able to.
I still need to get some of that.
I didn't know you don't have any, because I might be able to get you some.
That would be helpful. Yeah, that would be very, very helpful. Yeah.
We'll send you a link, okay? You can get it on Amazon, but you can get it anywhere on the internet too, and it's really good for the throat. It tastes, if you're into licorice, it tastes like licorice, but there is a berry flavor now too. I'm a licorice fan, as some of you know. I'm a Jägermeister girl. So I don't mind the licorice.
Yeah, she's a Jaeger girl.
Yeah, I don't think you guys heard. The drummer basically said he loves licorice, and that's why we like Sambuca.
I love Sambuca.
If you're watching, we want a sponsorship.
By the way, just a reminder that Musicians Hangout does not. What am I trying to say?
Do not.
We don't encourage underage drinking.
No.
We're all above age.
So please drink responsibly. I'm just saying. You have a younger audience, and I just want, Musicians Hangout. We don't encourage underage drinking.
Get us in trouble.
Yeah, no, it's that's what.
Yeah, no, we got to definitely get some of that spray, because there's definitely times where Danny's voice is like oh guys, I need to take a break. You
Like
know?
today.
Yeah.
And I mean, I literally, we rehearsed today and we're doing we're kind of just working out the set list, and we did like 3 songs in a row where I'm just solidly singing like high notes. And by the end of it, I literally just sat down against the back door and said, like, guys, I don't know what else to do. I'm kind of dead here. And the longer I rested, the more I felt my throat get a little bit more sore. And I was like, yeah, this is the problem that I have.
This will help a lot. I totally understand the feeling, and it's worse depending on the season because I have seasonal allergies. And we have, I don't know if this happens in your part of the world, but we have a lot more fires during our summertime. And there's a lot of smoke, and the smoke will affect my throat. And this will also help soothe it.
Wouldn't be good. It'd make your throat dry and.
Yeah, it's not fun. Not fun
No.
to sing.
No.
Especially if you're doing an outdoor event. The last show I played was in August last year, and there was smoke, and it was, you know, I could feel it in the back of my throat, but this spray got me through the whole show. And I drum and I sing. So there's a lot of energy that goes into all of that, and I need to be able to keep my vocals going throughout my whole set.
Yeah.
It's actually crazy how much energy you use just singing.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it until like I was recording and I went in
Yeah,
to
you can
just
sweat.
do
can break a
vocals,
sweat.
and I'm like sweating, and I'm like, what? I just did only the chorus, for crying out loud. But yeah, so kudos to you, Danny and Maxine. Well, I do some like whole songs, but not lately.
You see,
Yeah, I
like,
have to sing the whole set. I mean, I have some
Yeah.
backup from Max, but I am the lead vocal of every song, so I have to keep my stamina going with.
I mean, for me, like, yes, I'm the lead vocalist and I sing a lot of the songs, especially the original songs and stuff like that. Like, they're a lot of.
I think he's the lead vocalist.
I think so.
Was it?
It's like dickheads. But like, there is times where like we would do a rehearsal, and the guys there was one time where we did a rehearsal and I was recovering from, remember, I was sick for like a week, and I came back the next week. I thought it was okay, and all of a sudden I couldn't breathe properly. I couldn't sing. Like, my eyes looked like I was about to pass out completely. So I had to literally come out and stop.
Ooh.
I thought like I was doing that much singing, but then being sick and then trying to sing just made it so much worse, you know. Well, like I found out lately that like I've been using honey and lemon in hot water, warm water, whichever, which opens up my throat a lot, which helps me a lot more, especially if it's a lot of higher songs that we've been attempting. It definitely it helps me to a degree that even today, like the guys seeing that my voice maintained the entire time. I didn't croak, I didn't choke, I didn't do anything because I did like warm ups and then did the drink as well, because that's what keeps me going throughout any kind of rehearsal.
Right.
And it gets a lot harder the more you do it, but I suppose like I kept doing them techniques and kept like lubricating my throat, as the easiest way to say it. But and then it'll help me actually get the songs properly and get them right and get them down to where I feel like I'm happy and that the band is like
Right.
where it is, like, you know.
Well, try this spray.
Yeah. It's great. A lot of
like 10 crates full of
Technically.
But yeah.
yeah, a lot of us singers in this local scene use it, but also some of the more famous musicians. I know that. Oh, let's see. I don't remember his name right now off the top of my head, but the singer of Disturb uses this spray.
David Draymond.
David Draymond?
Sully? Is that his name?
No,
Yes.
Sully is Godsmack.
I can't keep up with them.
It's okay.
I don't think anyone can now at this stage, to be honest, because there's just so many.
There.
But yeah.
And sometimes like their music kind of all sounds the same. I'm so sorry to say that. I mean, those guys definitely have like specific sounding voices.
Yeah.
But the music kind of all
Like,
sounds the same-ish.
I think that's the one thing that we want to try avoid.
Yeah.
Because it's
Be
very
unique.
Exactly. It's very easy to get penciled in. Like, we have a lot of different influences, and then we'll run down the line and tell them, because then you can kind of see where everyone's influences is. And if people are wondering, because I know they're going to wonder, when are they going to hear something from us from an actual recording standpoint?
Right.
Give it, hopefully, not to give an exact timeline, but we'll hope in between at least maybe summer, autumn, something like that. So you'll be able to hear something from them. Just to kind of point out, like, we have a lot of different influences that come into the band.
Yeah. Different and similar at the same time.
Yeah. And the one common one we all have, there's a couple of common ones we have, like we have Led Zeppelin. You know, they're huge ones for us, especially when it comes to how the instruments are played and how they're run and stuff like that.
I love that.
The instruments.
Yeah. And then for me, like, as a vocalist, you know, it differs from a lot of different guys. James Hetfield, Metallica.
I love Metallica. Yes, yes. Oh, I'm a Metallica freak. Yes.
Like the grittiness of his voice is kind of what I always try to
I get that. Oh yeah.
Myself. And then a lot of the stuff from the grunge era. It's kind of obvious with how our songs are, but like a lot of stuff like Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, and Nirvana and stuff like that. So that'd be like kind of my influences that I bring in vocally, and also kind of guitar wise as well when it comes to it. So anyone else?
Like, I know a lot of my influences, as I said, like, I think Led Zeppelin are probably a really big influence and a common influence for all of us. But also, you know, like, I take a lot of influence from in terms of vocals. You know, like, I've quite a low voice, and like, I sort of tend to, you know, go towards vocalists in that kind of range. You know, like, a big one for me in terms of my vocal would be, you know, Bowie, a lot of it, David Bowie, and a lot of Alex Turner of the Arctic Monkeys in terms of vocals. But then in terms of guitar, like, you know, there's a lot of old blues guys that I'd be into. Well, I say old blues guys, I mean, like, you know, Jimmy Page, Eric Clapton.
Yes.
You know, like, I mean, that's kind of a, you know, those are kind of a given if you're a guitar player. But then I take a lot of influence from, you know, like Miles Davis, even though he's a trumpet player. You know, as a guitar player, I find that influences me quite a lot, you know, and I take a lot of influences from people who don't play guitar as a guitar player, you know, and sort of just trying to play with it and expand my kind of, you know, what it is to be a guitar player, because, you know, there was a certain point there where I was like, you know what, I'll never be as good as a lot of these guys, so I'm going to do my own thing, and, you know, it's like, that's how that developed.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, as I say, you know, there's a common influence, you know, and that's happened. We last good, I'd say 5 years now, was it? 4 years. I'm mad influenced by John Bonham. Before all that,
Nice.
like Gene Krupa, Buddy Rich, loads of big band drummers, you know, and stuff like that. That's would have been my main influences, because I grew up around jazz and stuff like that, and Roger Taylor a bit, you know, so stuff like that. Maybe my main influences.
And and in the old and 5 years ago, I was such a metalhead, and like my type of music that I played 5 years ago was like death metal, black metal, and all that.
You guys can't see me.
Yeah.
I'm throwing up my horns, just like, yeah. Nobody can see me.
And the like throughout the 5 years, when me and Danny and Derek start do some jamming, like I have like a little bit influence into like Led Zeppelin, Queen, Soundgarden, and Nirvana, and the other bands. Then right now, still the same, and
that's awesome.
I love it. Oh, dude, yeah, very cool, very cool.
So that's
who are your favorite bass players, Jacob?
My top one is John Deacon, and second John Paul Jones, and number 3 is Blasco, and number 4 is Daniel Firth, and number 5 is Alex Webster. And that's
So
it.
no Les Claypool or Flea. That's crazy.
Yeah,
So Les Claypool, he's actually.
Everybody's favorite is always like Les Claypool.
Yeah, I think, listening to us talk there, I think we spoke a lot about the sort of the surface, like the ones you'd expect to say, a lot of us, but I think
I appreciate
we're sort of saying we're not doing ourselves justice. Like, I think we listen to a fair bit of pop as well. Like, we've a lot of we've influenced a lot by pop. Certainly I am pop of the 60s and 70s.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Like, kind of, because I feel like we were all talking there. We spoke a lot about rock players and metal players and things like that. But I feel like that's not doing us justice in terms of what we actually listen to, because we listen to a lot of pop and like soul and funk as well.
Yes.
Bring that. We wear it all on our sleeves, and you can you'll hear it as we release music. But it's like we really do listen to a lot of music, and as I said, it's like it's either good or it's bad music. There's you forget about the genres. It's we like good music, and that's what we.
Yes,
And
I like that.
the biggest stigma with that, though,
I like
is that, especially like the stigma with that, especially wherever you go in the world, there's always a stigma that if you look a certain way, people are just going to always assume you are that thing. So if people look at me, like I'm a dude with long hair, I wear black skinny jeans, boots, band t-shirts, and a leather jacket, look like I want to goddamn kill people. But I don't, because if I go home, like I listen to anything from Buddy Rich to even sometimes stuff that's on the radio today. There's Ed Sheeran or, I can't think about anyone else.
I will say I don't know what's on the radio at the moment.
But like you said, is that we don't want to be just that one genre band, because we see what happens to bands like that, and then it becomes stale very quickly if they end up either doing the same thing, or even if they change it once, people are going to complain. So if we look at it is that if we just do everything, then we're never going to face that issue. I'm not going to say never, but it'll be a long time down the line before we face an issue like that.
Yeah, we're also attracting more audiences, but the thing is, like,
That's
it's not even stale as in the audience listening. It's just like if we're playing the same stuff, I'd say it'd be easy to get bored playing. We like testing new places, new boundaries, new anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. We love just playing music in itself. If I could learn how to play the harp, I would. You know what I mean? Like, like lots of different things, we'd love to do, and that's it. The more we play it, the more we explore it.
I dig it. Very cool. So we've got just a little over 15 minutes left of airtime, guys. We like to ask all of our guests what advice you have for other musicians.
I suppose we'll go down the line on this one.
Start that.
Do you want to start it, Jacob?
No, you start.
Do you want a singer in the deep end? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were a singer.
I
This is exactly what happened. But advice for other musicians is that don't be afraid to try new things, and don't be afraid to literally get your name out there. And is that if you get constructive criticism from someone, don't take it to heart as if they hate you or hate your music or anything. They're just saying that because they want the best for you and they want to see you do the best that you can. Especially coming from us, we love to see musicians, absolutely killing it and doing their best and doing what they can, because we're the same. We're coming up. We played for years, but we're only a new band. We're coming up. We're trying our best, but just always go for everything. And if it doesn't aim high, if you get knocked down, just get back up and keep going and going. And before you know it, where you want to be.
Yeah.
Good, solid advice, Danny. Thanks.
Yeah.
That is
Now
great
top
advice.
that guy.
Good job.
Yeah.
Run, Jacob. What do you got, Jacob?
I'm just glad the singer said.
Yeah, that's Thanks, guys. You're welcome.
Do you have any advice,
Just
Jacob?
be yourself. Like, you can't. There's no point in going out there trying to be someone else, because then, like, you'll have a crisis later on in your life, thinking, "Who am I? This isn't what I want to be." Just go play yourself, play the music you like, and don't conform to the norms in a sense. What are the norms? You know,
Yeah.
as good as that. You know.
I would say play with as many musicians as you can. Be the best guy in the band, be the worst guy or gal in the band, you know, like play with as many musicians from as many genres as you can, because you will learn so much from them, whether as I said, whether you're the best in the band or the worst in the band. I always like to be the worst in the band because you've nothing to do but learn. And so that'd be my advice, would be play with as many different people as you can. Play everything, play it all. It's all good, you know.
I absolutely love that advice, and I really take that advice too.
Like it really, like, I've played with so many different drummers and so many different bass players, and I mean, around where I grew up, like I'm a couple of years older than the other guys. And you could throw a stone and you'd hit 7 guitar players. And some of them were really good. And I played with all of them, you know what I mean? And it was a learning experience, and something that and I've said it to the guys in the band, is like, yeah, we're a band now, but play with other musicians. Just play, just go, just do it. It's such an important thing to play with different musicians, get a different perspective, and learn everything that you can from.
Learn different techniques.
Yeah. Jago, you have anything?
Yeah.
Styles.
And like, if you're stuck in one music, just keep exploring more of another music, so you don't have to stuck in one.
No genres.
Genres, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. I like that advice too.
Never
That's
good to
great
feel
advice.
stuck. So yeah, don't feel that way.
I'm so excited for your new EP.
Yeah, right?
Really.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely gonna check out those audition videos on your YouTube.
Right.
Yes.
So where can our fans find you guys online?
So you can find us on Instagram, which is Wilted Saffron, and the same on Facebook as well. And then you can go onto YouTube and you look up Wilted Saffron Official, and that has our 2 audition videos and our performance from the Battle of the Bands competition itself.
Ooh.
So you actually get to see the full thing from that day and what we've done and stuff like that. So it'll be a nice one. And then hopefully coming in the next 4 or 5 months, probably hitting summer, autumn, something like that. Fall for the Americans that don't understand what autumn is. But you have a lot to look forward to when it comes to us, because we want to get that music out there and get people to listen to it, and just get people to know who we are and what we stand for. And people may have seen us before, but we can promise you're not going to see another band like us.
Not around Carlo.
Not in Ireland. Not in Ireland, at least. Anyway. Maybe in America, Finland, and all them other places.
China, Japanese, Korean, Russian.
Do you have a goal to play other places than Ireland?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have like a list, so I suppose we'll go down the line and see who wants to play where, just to make it a little bit more easy.
Okay, all right, yeah. Go on, you. I wasn't expecting this, but I still have my answer.
Yes. If you're this
Well, it'd be so great to have you guys over here sometime. If you ever make it this way, we'll be there.
Yeah. I think the States kind of goes without question. I mean, it's like, it's crazy there. There's so much going on in the States. That's where we got to get over there. That's kind of that's always, I think, the ultimate dream. So I think that's one we can kind of mark off the list as that's a given. We want to come to the States, absolutely, 100%.
100%.
No doubt about it.
For me, I'd say if we become like a successful enough band, I'd love to do our own thing in the Tree Arena or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
It'd be especially for us, that'd be a very big thing for us, like growing up in this country and then being Irish, rock, whatever the hell genre band we are, being able to play for people that might have known us for years and then get to see us on a stage like that, like it'll be something that's humbling for us as well.
Definitely, yeah. That's a big one, I guess. That's one I never considered because, you know, I guess I'm just more concerned with getting 2 gigs under our belts before. But definitely, like after, like I'm making fun of Danny here, but he's actually so right. Like that would be really the ultimate kind of come true. To play the big state, the big arena in our home.
Remember that? Yeah, that was
It's kind of like the T Arena for us is kind of like Madison Square Garden type of a thing, or the Royal Albert Hall in London. You know, like it's the place to kind of, you know, this is it. You've made it. You've done it now. You know, you're a real, honest to goodness musician. So I would agree with that one as well. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
I agree. So that would be the big thing for us.
Very big thing.
And then America is a given, you know, because we have so many bands that are influenced to us that we've seen, like we've talked about, especially between us. I remember we've talked about with you guys about the Whiskey A Go Go.
Yeah.
The history behind that place, thinking of how many bands played there, especially our biggest influence, like the common influence that we have of Zeppelin playing there.
Yeah.
Like if we could have a chance, exactly, the Doors.
Everyone's played there. We don't need to list it. They've all played there.
But to know that we stood on the same stage that they did when they started, that would give us a bit of hope that it's like, you know what, we got, let's just go for it and just see what happens. And that's what we're doing.
I believe it's attainable. I really do.
Yeah, we have the Central Saloon here, and that's where bands like Nirvana and Mudhoney and, you know, all the big grunge bands played there. So if you feel honored to be sharing that same stage.
You really do. You can feel that spirit that was left there. You know, everybody piece of them.
Another thing we're looking forward to is that if we go to the States, we're gonna end up doing a show with you guys.
Oh,
So
yes.
definitely do a show with you guys.
Yes.
I would love that.
Oh, yes.
Definitely. I want a little left field. I don't think the guys would expect this, but Budokan Hall in Japan, like where all the great live records were made. I mean, that'd be, oh man, I'd love to play there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like
That's a good bucket list venue.
Like, I mean, that one, I feel, that one would be, that's a real one for me. That's definitely a bucket list type of
Anywhere.
No, definitely.
Well, in Japan is super fun. You know, I was offered to go to Japan, but then 2020 happened. We also had to come up with some funds to get there, and we weren't in that spot. So not only did 2020 pandemic happen, but also we just didn't have the funding to put down to even go. And I hope that opportunity comes around again because we felt honored. We were a little scared, you know, we've never been out of the country other than Canada, big deal. You know, like it's a lot different than the States, but it would just be so cool to you know, play music in Japan because they're so excited about every type of genre. They're excited about bands from the States and elsewhere. So it would be a very cool place to be able to play someday.
Dude, I would love Japan just because it's like the land of freaking vending machines.
Oh, right.
You can literally get anything out of it. Anything.
But I think another thing for us, like the goal that we have with our music is that when we put it out there, is that, like for me as a lyricist, the way the vocals sing and whatever.
I didn't know you were singing.
But like, I want people to listen to these songs and relate to them in some capacity, or make them have some kind of influence on other people. And I think that's always a goal when we write a song or when we put
it sounds like you write from your soul and your heart, and people will feel that. They will.
And we're working on, like, the way we work is that we look at this like, yes, we're a band, but outside this, we're literally best of friends between all of us. We have a laugh together, and you know, if we can radiate that to other people in our shows, in our music, if we do music videos, if we do promo, whatever it is, like, we want people to have that same feeling that we did, because we know that it's hard, especially with the last 2 years that the world has had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
With constant fear of like being afraid to even walk outside your door in case something happened to you, or you know, anything like that. We want to kind of be, you know, them voices that are like, hey, look it's been a shit 2 years, but now it's time to move forward and do what you always wanted to do, and that's exactly what we're doing. Is that
I love that.
we've got this passion for this band that it's like anytime we come into rehearsal or anytime we leave, we're excited for the next one to see what we can do next, and we want people to feel like that with us, because if we get people that like us, we're not going to be a band that's like it's all about us. No, if people like us, it's about all of us at the end of the day. It's not
right
for us, they're for people to enjoy. And like I said, if they think it's good, they're going to enjoy it. If they think it's bad,
they're going to enjoy it anyways.
If anyone who doesn't like our music should go out and buy our record, and you know, because
just that give us
play it on repeat.
When you like us or not, you know, send us a bit of cash.
yeah, play our record whether you like us or not.
But no, you have a lot to look forward to, especially with the EP. That's definitely happening. We've all agreed that's definitely happening.
Well, keep us in the loop so we can help promote it. Send us all the info when you have it ready and you're getting ready to launch it.
We may, when it comes to shows that's happening, it's mainly just going to be in Ireland just for the time being.
Gotcha.
We still have other fans in Ireland, though.
Yes, true.
Yes.
We will be coming to a town or pub near you very, sort of soonish.
Your next show,
if we're not playing in your town, we'll be playing in a town 20 minutes away from here. That's Ireland is small.
But no, it's just you know, if anyone would like to see us or anyone wants to collab with us on a song, you know, work together with us, don't be afraid to shoot us a message.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a big thing.
We're open.
We want to play with you. If you're a musician, we would love to play and jam. Even if nothing comes of it, we just want to play.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, guys,
so
we have like 3 minutes left.
Are you guys scheduled to play anywhere in the near future?
I think in and around May, June, we'd have a couple of shows coming up.
Yeah.
In and around.
We're still, you see, because we kind of took focus off learning covers for set lists, and we just focused on writing for so long. Now we're kind of like, oh wait, we can start playing shows soon. Oh, we kind of have to get songs together. Yeah, we kind of, you know, that kind of happened. Like it sort of fell on top of us. We were having so much fun and focus and writing that we kind of were like, wow, we're running out of time. We have to get songs together, you know.
Yeah. But,
it will all come together. You'll be ready.
Yes.
Yeah.
It has something coming together. But but thank you very much for having us again.
Yeah.
For having us.
You guys are always welcome.
Yes, we love it. We love hanging out with you guys and hearing about your new projects, and keep us in the loop on the EP. And did you mention a music video? Please share your videos with us when you have them together.
We will.
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
And we know this is pre-recorded, so hello to everybody in the future. If there is by any time that people have questions that we haven't answered, what we may do in the future is
look back on the video.
We'll look back on the video, we'll get the questions, and we'll do a special video answering Q&A questions for people.
Oh, I love that.
Perfect. Yes.
So if you have a question, you can ask us, and we'll do our best to answer them at some point in the future.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Great. So definitely follow Wilted Saffron online. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And I'm going to plug our new product. So,
yes.
Crash, could you get our ticker up?
I got it.
All right. So we have
And I added
lotion line. Thank you, dear. And we are featured with the Hemp Wizards products, and we are featured on their line Cannabis Queen. Our line is Harmony by Musicians Hangout, and it smells like apple pie, y'all, and it feels so great on the hands, and it smells great.
And I'll do my review when I get my products.
Yes, I have the products, so I will share them with Crash in a couple weeks when we get together. So thanks to Hemp Wizard for including us. There's also a beard oil product, but ladies, you can also use this on your skin. tattoos. They've been shining up my tattoos really nicely, and again, smells amazing like apple pie.
I
It's
bet
apple
you could put it
cinnamon.
in your hair and it would be like one of those hair oil things.
Yes, I used it a couple nights ago in my hair, and you can see how shiny it is. It feels very soft. It's been very hydrating for the winter months here in Washington. So if you would like some of our Musicians Hangout Harmony product from Hemp Wizard, please get a hold of Crash or myself or our
Or
friend.
you can also go to hempwizard.net and they have a lot of other products and scents too.
Absolutely.
And they feature other musicians as well from all over. And we're very excited to be promoting these guys too.
Absolutely. So I guess thanks again, guys, for being on the show, and we'll stay connected.
You're welcome.
No problem.
Thanks for
I
having
look
us.
forward to next.
Yeah.
I guess we're
Yes.
ready for, for all of this to end and for me to take us out. So here we go. Have a good night, everyone. See you next week. Bye, y'all.